Wes.
Now let's
You hear me,
have
Adrian?
the go-to.
Hands of Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
I never get a little
The
sleep.
Little
last
quiet
two
over there.
games has been asked for a lot of work.
I want something sweet, and he's not
35
getting
of
no
his
candy for
62
me. He's
pitches
got 10
have been
pounds of
triple
candy.
digits. 2 out. Ball one outside.
Enjoying all your mom does for you.
Picked up from the Rays during the season.
As soon as this third out of this inning, why don't you go ahead and do that real quick? Come back and watch. The
Brandon
ninth
Guyer.
inning.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good, 100 miles
He's
an
done
hour.
damage against left-handers. Really stays in there, and of course, he would love nothing more than to give the next guy on deck a chance. Find a way on base. Get the tying run up. That's out of play, strike 2. Joe Madden went to Chapman last night, up 7-2. Ran him back out there for the start of the ninth, up 9-2. There was certainly question during and after the game, but Joe Madden thought Aroldis Chapman would be fine. He'll have to get more than 3 outs tonight. Two and two. Well, earlier in his career, Chapman would get wild. That would be the only reason he'd give people a chance. But he has really learned how to command that 101, 102, and mix in an occasional slider here and there. Guys who have big swings at the plate have no chance to hit Chapman. You've got to be disciplined, short, and use his power to your advantage. That's not Guyer. He's short to the ball. He's fouled a couple off to the right side. Runner at first, Ramirez, 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. Ball 3. That's the pitch you got to stay off of. That's the one over the middle of the plate that looks so inviting to a hitter. But he was able to hold up. If Guyer can reach, the tying run would bat. Rajai Davis.
If was a fifth.
Runner will go. Line drive into right center field. That ball's down.
We got one.
Taking around third, Ramirez. He will score on an RBI double by Brandon Guyer.
Oh.
6-4.
They ain't gonna just roll over and die, so.
Oh, Guyer.
Any of them.
Yep.
Short, Quinn, let the power be your friend. This dude can play against left-handed pitching. And that is a huge 2-out pick-me-up RBI. And as we said, the tying run comes to the plate. And if nothing else, it puts the Indians in a spot where if it stays like this, at the worst, it takes just one base runner to have a chance in the ninth. Davis. Ball 1 at 100 miles an hour. Rajai 0 for 3.
Okay, 0 for 3.
3 for 20 in this series. Out of play right side. Chapman started the year with the Yankees.
It looked like it would have been a good hit if it would have gone straight.
Situation, charges drop, but Major League
At
Baseball
sort of like a
suspended
higher
him
angle.
for 30 games.
Or maybe lower.
He came back, pitched well for the Yankees, and was traded to the Cubs on July 25th. And they hand him the ball here in the 8th inning of Game 7. 2-2. Davis missed his pitch earlier. Trying his best to be as quick as he can.
One more out, a strike.
2-2. Just got a piece. That's where he prefers it. He wants the inner half of the ball so that he has a better chance of getting the barrel to it. Away, not a whole lot he can do with it. Up, same result. Sometimes you got to get lucky against a guy like Chapman. You got to guess in an area and hope he throws it there. Geyer delivered an RBI double with 2 out. The 2-2.
Man, staying tough.
Mm.
And a new supply of baseballs for the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook.
Oh, oh. Look. Look, he tied it up. Oh my God.
Oh no! No! Wow. Oh great, just the energy they need.
I said down and in was his only chance. Watch what his pitch is. Down and in. He got it. He didn't miss it. He fouled off the pitches that he had to foul off.
Jeez.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Chance to hit a home run is where Chapman threw it. And oh my. Now Chris. Ball 1. That's the first home run allowed by Aroldis Chapman since June 18th. While with the Yankees, Kurt Suzuki of the Twins, 210 batters in between. And it comes with two outs in the bottom of the 8th of Game 7 to tie it. Here's a base hit by Chris.
You just need one out, guys. Just one out.
Well, I said earlier, the Cubs saw Miller multiple times. He wasn't as sharp. Chapman has been pushed beyond what normally could be a role in 3 straight games. He's thrown 2 straight pitches down and in. And the hitters, don't forget about Geyer and the ability to fight off those pitches and then get that huge hit to set up for Davis. Same thing.
The one guy was wearing his hat inside out, upside down.
Yeah, it's called the rally
7-2 game when the Cubs couldn't add on. He had to come on. Now he's back in there, and this one down and in. Sent out by Rajay Davis, and then followed down and in. Sent to left by Coco Crisp. When Chapman's effective, he's effective over the middle of the zone and up. There's not a lot of hitters that can do anything against it, but also he has been pushed and has thrown a ton of pitches, so he's sacrificing a little bit to try and generate more natural. His natural velocity is better than forced velocity. LeBron celebrating with over 40,000 in the ballpark and thousands outside the ballpark.
Everybody not jumping as a Cubs fan.
Pretty much. I know that Bill Murray's probably not happy because he's definitely a Cubs fan. Him and Charlie Sheen. I'm not sure about those other two.
I don't know. I think they're Cubs
Yan
fans, though.
Gomes has
I'm
3
pretty
plate
sure, but I don't
appearances
even know who they
this
are.
postseason, all against Chapman. He's grounded out, struck out, and bounced into a double play, and a check on Crisp was the go-ahead run at first with 2 out.
Oh man, you just need to get him out.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
And he just looks worn out.
So he left Lester in. Oh, he's out signing differently. Oh.
A 2-out infield hit by Jose Ramirez, and Russell couldn't make the play, diving to his left. The pitching
They
change.
just don't look happy now. They look like worried.
Now a 2-0 pitch to Gomes. Fooled by the slider from Chapman, 2-1. And unfortunately now, the bullpen that has been hard to trust for Joe Madden is going to be put in duties to have to trust it. And that lack of trust has led to all the work, especially last night for Chapman. Gomes could be a hero. 2-2. Back-to-back
Uno
sliders.
más.
Get this inning over.
One more.
Travis Wood, the left-hander, just got up. Getting ready in a hurry. Inning over. That strikeout.
No, he struck out, so it don't matter.
But in the inning, 3 runs come across
Goodness.
for the Cleveland Indians, all with 2 out.
Again, that thing changed fast. Holy
The
cow.
35-year-old, his first home run since August 30th.
Oh,
Heartbreak in
that
Chicago.
rejection.
And a tied Game 7 after 8. Unbelievable.
Well, at least they only got to strike him out 3 more times.
Tying home run in the 8th inning or later of a World Series Game 7. And it belongs to Rajai Davis. His first since the 30th of August. The moment of his life. But it's 6-6 now, 9th inning. How much can the Indians get out of Cody Allen? That misses for ball 1
Was that bat Ross?
to David Ross, who homered in his only at-bat back in the 6th.
Hopefully Schwarber can get up the bat.
Yeah, Cody Allen's been unbelievable, but again, he's pressed into some extra duty now and extra adrenaline to boot. 2-0. I've seen crazy games and crazy series played. I think back to Texas and St. Louis 2 times, 1 strike away from winning the World Series in Game 6. This is Game 7.
Starting to rain, look.
Battling off pitches and then
Mm-mm-mm.
getting a homer.
Dang.
And now the weather that they were worried was coming in is
Has
here.
made it.
Starting to rain. 2-0 the count on David Ross.
Man, this whole night just went horrible, didn't it?
Cody Allen. That's high for ball 3. There is action for the Indians in their bullpen as the rain picks up a bit.
So you better work a little faster because it's only going to get harder and wetter.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first Game 7 tied after 8 since the Classic you were a part of 1991. Braves and Twins. That game at the Metrodome. This game at Progressive Field. Allen needs to throw a strike. 3-1. He can't.
Right, there we go.
A leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. Remember, the Cubs are carrying 3 catchers. If they want a pinch run for Ross, they can and they will with Coghlan. Well, Ross will realize getting back to the dugout. He got a chance to play in Game 7. It'll be the final time he gets a chance to play, but a homer and a walk.
Error.
Now Coghlan running at first. Hayward at the plate.
Oh, Haywood now, man. You need to do it now.
Remember, Cody Allen took over in the 7th. Got to strike him out, throw him out, double play. Had a quick 8th.
That'd be too much to ask for.
His pitch
Sonny
count
Lee
is up
done
to
it all
23.
year, man.
It is so difficult to
Mm-hmm.
keep going beyond what you normally do in a regular season. Your mind is willing. Your body sometimes lets you know that it's fatigued. And what happens is you sacrifice location because you're trying to generate the stuff you feel you're losing by just the length of the game that you're pitching. Hayward 0 for 3 tonight. 3 for 18 in this World Series. Indians expect a bunt. No sign of it on ball 2.
Yes. So if he ain't hitting,
The
if he ain't
Indians
hitting
have Shaw.
the strike zone, just don't swing.
Looks
man.
like he's in the pen trying to get ready, and the rain, that little shower just kind of dissipated. Maybe that'll help the
Hey, stop
touch on
running.
the ball for Cody Allen. Here's a 2-0. Jason Hayward takes a strike. Hayward hit 230 during the regular season, first year of an 8-year
Either stop
deal.
completely or let off a lot.
He's got 1 RBI in
it.
his postseason. He's gone 21 straight games without a hit on the road. He's got to let it go right here on a fastball. He's got to think fastball, trust it, and let it go. And he grounds it foul. Now he's got to get in a different mode because more than likely an elevated fastball or that power curveball is coming. But that's the pitch he had to hit. That was his best chance right there, 2-1. Are you surprised with Hayward in his struggles? The go-ahead run on at first, a guy who can run, and Coghlan no bunt. Yeah, Hayward showed 1 bunt. Didn't look very good with it, but I think with Baez on deck, I think Joe Madden likes this matchup a little bit better if he can get 2 chances to swing the bat. The 2-2 now. Runner goes. Grounder to first is foul, and Coghlan got a good jump. The recent clinch games for the Cubs. Back in 2003, Game 7, Game 6. 1984 blew a 3-run lead in the NLCS Game 5 against San Diego. Indians trail tonight 5-1 in the 5th. Come back to tie it 6-6. 2-2. That is foul down the line. And Hayward is starting to time up Cody Allen. Yes, he is. And Cody Allen a little bit slow to the plate. You saw Coghlan go, but this fastball right here
Right at the umpire.
got to be fouled up. I would think almost definitely with a breaking ball. Preferably in that same area and height. 2-2 the count. Check on Coghlan. This is the 3rd time in a World Series Game 7 that a team has come back from 4 runs or more to tie or take the lead. 25 Pirates won it over Washington. The 60 Yankees trailed 4-0 to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh Lost on the Mazeroski home run,
Hmm.
10-9. Indians tonight trailed 5-1 in the fifth.
Don't remind us.
Just got a piece. It's got to be lower.
If he's hanging tough, let's see if he can finally come through like the other dude did.
Mm-hmm. They could really use 2 runs right now.
Catches too much of the plate. Height-wise. Coughlin has taken off one time during this at bat by Hayward. Hayward's plenty strong. He hit 7 home runs during the regular season. Drove in 49. Only 1 since the postseason began. And for a while benched. A chance here. That's hard hit for Ryan Kipnis. A flip out. No throw.
No.
1-on-1 out.
Should have been a better play. Look like.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, people suck.
Listen, Hayward can get down the line, but he squared that ball up. Another hanger. And get the out at second. I think Terry's going to have a double switch situation coming up. It's an inning and 2/3 for Cody Allen, or he might be asking about the slide at second. The grounds crew, on a separate note, just came firing out from behind the left field wall. They're going to give this a look.
Why?
And now the grounds crew is stationed behind the tarp down the line. What'd you think of the slide? Well, that's what's being challenged here by Terry Francona. Lindor is in front of the bag about 3 or 4 feet, right? And you're supposed to slide into the bag without deviating. So the question is going to be, see how far he is when he catches the ball, and see how far he goes when he gets ready
Yeah,
to
that's
throw.
that shortstop. That's that
They're going
Indians'
to
fault.
see if his slide deviates from the bag or if it's straight on. That angle doesn't really tell us a whole lot. This might be better.
I don't get it.
Yeah, he's going straight toward the bag.
Looks like he's going to the bag, but
What's
and
that?
now they've called the runner at second out and the runner at first, and Joe Madden's going to get an explanation.
I thought he was out already anyway.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, they
Let's see.
call him
This is
Overland?
why Major League Baseball has got to give an announcement as to what they're looking at. They pointed to second and said out. The crowd reacted, thinking that Cleveland's going to get both outs. I'm not sure that's the case. And so Terry Francona's out and getting an explanation from John Hirschbeck. And they are going to put Hayward back at first, but they leave everybody in the dark because they don't say what they're reviewing. And then there's no announcement made to the crowd. So the crowd reacts, but it's what we expected, which is Hayward at first, 1 out, and it was an okay slide by the runner. Yeah, and that's what Terry was coming out to see, is the slide okay, and they said yes, and now he will make that pitching change. So it's Hayward at first, 1 out. Cody Allen is gone. Shaw is coming in with Baez coming up. A man aboard. Davis, his heart racing, I'm sure, in center. Hayward the runner. Javier Baez the hitter. Brian Shaw on the mound. Baez is homered tonight.
That was not a
That's a
strike.
strike on the outside corner. Everything Shaw throws cuts. And he does have a rather interesting leg kick to home. So if Hayward gets any timed jump, see if he takes advantage of it. Quick pitch there.
And Hayward didn't take off on a ball that trickled away from Yan Gomes. Meanwhile, just to finish the story about what happened in the bottom of the 8th, after Lester gave up the infield hit, Aroldis Chapman, who was called on last night in a 5-run game, went back out to work in the 9th inning in a 7-run game. There's no doubt the amount of work finally caught up to Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, absolutely. It catches up to everyone. It caught up to Miller. I mean, Cody Allen could only throw so many innings. He was trying to throw 3.
The postseason brings about truth serum for these managers and who they trust out of their bullpens. It's a shorter list for Joe Maddon than it is for Terry Francona. Maddon's got starters down there tonight. He went to Lester and then Chapman. It didn't work. 2-1.
But both games, Joe, get traced back to 2 outs, 1 runner on, and you take your starter out. When you take your starter out, you're forced to make more moves that result in going to Chapman. Arrieta cruising, 100 pitches, big deal. He took him out. We saw what happened yesterday. Hendricks kind of cruising, took him out, saw what happened.
Swing and a miss, throw down to second, gets away, and Hayward will go to third. Go ahead run 90 feet away. On a stolen base and then an error on the throw by Gomes.
Well, he timed him, and he's got the bigger leg kick, and you see the great jump, and the swing keeps the catcher back from jumping out, and then the ball on a little bit of a wet infield skips, and now
that ball went a little down.
Terry
He's bringing Michael Martinez in. It's a stolen base E2. And Yan Gomes, who is the primary catcher for the Indians, suffered through an injury-plagued year. Made it back to the roster, but has been watching Roberto Perez catch. Very limited work behind the plate. Tested by Hayward. A good throw might have had him. The throw bounced in, and now the go-ahead run is at third base with 1 out and a 3-2 count. And you've got basically a designated thrower and Michael Martinez taking over
I
in
want
right
to suck your blood up.
for Geyer.
this will be a gutsy call right here. 3-2. You get a scenario where you can actually do a squeeze, and if he fouls it off, he strikes out.
Geyer moves from right to left. So an outfield of Geyer, Davis, and Martinez with the infield in. And with 1 out, a 3-2 pitch. To Javier Baez. That is a strikeout on a foul bunt with 2 strikes, 2 out.
That's what I thought they were going to do. This is not a good matchup for Baez expanding the zone. All he's got to do is put it in play with the runner at third reading it. He doesn't get the barrel of the bat. Look, he's trying to jab at it. If all he does is put it in play, Hayward can read it. And that jab right there, he's got to square around and bunt it, and they got a chance.
Instead, a strikeout on a foul bunt with 2 strikes.
2 outs. Hey.
See, he's protected with that strikeout by not getting the runner thrown out if he
But
doesn't
Dexter's
hit it in
up.
fair territory, bunt it in fair territory.
Well, now 2 out, and Dexter Fowler, who's had a 3-hit night and lined out, looking for a 2-out hit. Shaw looking to keep it tied.
Now, this is a better matchup for Joe Maddon. I mean, ultimately, he would have liked Baez to get it down, but
Just let him get 1.
Fowler
Just let him get
as you
1.
mentioned.
Right there at third.
What a play that was. 1-0 pitch. Fowler 2-0. Again, the story with Dexter Fowler. The report was he had agreed to a deal with Baltimore. Ended up signing a 1-year deal to come back to the Cubs. Surprised his teammates in spring training. to be a part of it could be a hero.
Base hit.
To the shortstop spot.
No.
Lindor.
Damn.
And this game is 6-6 into the bottom of the ninth. And Lindor had to range all the way behind the bag.
You know they are gonna fight for that.
Good speed by Fowler.
Thought that was
You
a
gotta
hit.
throw this quick. And he did. What a play. And that sends this game into the bottom of the ninth. And the top of the order
All they
back
need is
for
one.
Cleveland. And Chapman is going back out there.
Might be losing this game.
This commercial-free break is brought to you by T-Mobile. Welcome to Unlimited Baseball. The Cubs last won the World Championship in 1908. They went back-to-back in 07 and 08 against the Detroit Tigers. Who was alive in 1908? Al Capone was a 9-year-old. You knew what was to come for Al. Babe Ruth was 13 years old. Thomas Edison, 61 years old in 1908. Samuel Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain, was in his early 70s. And then 68 years
go
ago,
get
the
my
year was
hat.
1948. The last time this proud Indians franchise won it all. For Cleveland, in the history of this great city, two teams have clinched here. The 1920 Cleveland Indians and the 1964 Cleveland Browns. They did that at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, which was taken down. It's where the Indians played as well, and now a new stadium where the Cleveland Browns play. This game 7 as he has left. We'll deal with the top of the lineup, Santana, Kipnis, and Lindor.
Right there at the top of the lineup.
After a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 8th, tied this game at 6. Oh my. It's hard to catch your breath. Good job by Brian Shaw on the top of this 9th and a play behind the bag by Lindor. With the top of the order coming up, thanks fans for watching the T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. Hashtag Unlimited Baseball. The DH Santana.
How they stop? When it was in motion, and umpire stops it.
Here's a guy who's hit better against left-handed
I
pitching
thought
this
he was just
postseason.
smoking a cigarette.
He is more powerful from the other side of the plate with 34.
I thought I had to grab
During the
my
regular
car charger,
season,
but I
30
don't.
of
I got
which
a
came
charger
back
here.
left-handed. One ball, one strike from Chapman, who's given the Cubs everything he's got. Couple sliders to come out. Both these teams embody their manager. Neither one would ever give up, and both have the heart of their leader. 2-1 from Chapman. There are pitchers up for the Cubs in their bullpen, in case you're wondering.